All right, so moving on to the final segment, we're going to switch gears here to the world of wrestling inside the WWE world. And today's been a segment, excuse me, for the final segment, I'll be sharing my WWE Summerslam pay-per-view prediction. So the biggest party of the summer has arrived to WWE Summerslam, and we will be seeing that take place next Saturday in the WWE. So this is a pretty good card here. I like to see what tricks that Triple H and the rest of the WWE executives have up their sleeve for SummerSlam that is supposed to be a monumental pay-per-view this year. So on the card, starting off, you'll have Logan Paul versus LA Knight for the United States Championship. Now, when I say this, Logan Paul, I've always been high on him since he's debuted to the WWE at WrestleMania 38 back in 2022. The man was a star that since he's been in that ring. And he's a natural born wrestler. And he's took his ball and ran with it and is one of the best all-around wrestlers that the WWE has to offer right now. However, his United States Championship reign has been very lackluster. Hasn't been anything to remember. I mean, he's only had 2 United States Championship title defenses. He's almost held the title for a year. And he's already the 3rd longest reigning United States champion in WWE history, behind the likes of MVP and Dean Ambrose. I don't understand why this man only has 2 title defenses. Lackluster, and I think this United States Championship needs a polish of enjoyment. Some refreshing title scenes, title defenses, and title matches. And that's why I think LA Knight is the right guy to do that right now. The man is ready to become a champion in WWE. The man has had so many opportunities taken away from him, or we have heard Triple H say his time is not now. Well, damn it, the time is now to put a title on LA Knight. The man is over with the WWE Universe. The man is over as a wrestler. The man is a megastar. Give him something to work with. If you ain't going to give him a world title, that's why I feel like it is appropriate for LA Knight to defeat Logan Paul for the United States Championship at SummerSlam, so we get a new champion to bring back some prestige and honor to this United States Championship. And I think Logan Paul and LA Knight are going to have a really good match at SummerSlam, don't get me wrong. But the fact that LA Knight needs a marquee moment on the main roster, and he has not gotten that yet, really kind of hurts. And I think what better time to do it than now? So I think LA Knight is going to win the United States Championship at SummerSlam. Now, next match on here, we have Bayley versus Nia Jax for the Women's World Title. Now, this feud to me has really lacked drama. I think out of all the matches on the SummerSlam card, this match is really the match that I'm not really looking forward to the most, and I say that with all due respect. But there really hasn't been no fire or flavor to this feud. And that's really disappointing because Bayley and Nia Jax are 2 great competitors, 2 great female wrestlers. But I do believe that Bayley retaining the women's title here makes a lot of sense. Hopefully this match ends up being good because the feud has been very lackluster in my opinion. Lacks some flavor. But hey, SummerSlam, they can make up for it by having a good match. And Bayley adding a good title defense to her title reign. So, next up, you'll have Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental Championship. Now, I am looking forward to this rematch between Sami Zayn and Braun Breaker because these 2 faced each other a month ago at Money in the Bank. Obviously, you saw Sami Zayn retain the Intercontinental Championship against Braun Breaker and was a really good Money in the Bank match. They both hit it out the park, in my opinion. But the WWE has booked Braun Breaker to be an absolute badass since moving him up from NXT to the main roster. Man, they have booked him correctly. He's a wrecking ball. He's a monster. He reminds me of a young Brock Lesnar when Brock Lesnar hit the scene in 2002 for WWE. The man is an absolute badass, and he's going to be a megastar one day, a future world champion that carries the WWE on his back. Dare I say it. But I do believe it is the perfect time to pull the trigger on Braun Breaker here and have him win the Intercontinental Championship against Sami Zayn. I think they're going to hit it out of the park and possibly even have a better match than they did at Money in the Bank. The in-ring chemistry between Braun Breaker and Sami Zayn is really good. I think the WWE should let Braun Breaker win the Intercontinental Championship here. let Sami Zayn move away from the mid-card scene, head back to the main event scene, and we've been seeing him with Jey Uso, so we could possibly see Sami Zayn and Jey Uso added into the new chapters of the Bloodline storyline. I think that's what the direction WWE is going to go in with. So I have Braun Breaker win the Intercontinental Championship with Sami Zayn going back to the main event scene. Now, next, you have Damian Priest versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. Now, I'm going to flat out say it. Damian Priest's World Heavyweight Championship reign has been more special, more monumental than Cody Rhodes' WWE Championship run thus far. I had to be the one to say it. And that's a hot take, but Damian Priest, his world title reign with the matches that he's had with Jey Uso, Drew McIntyre, a Money in the Bank match with Seth Rollins, and then what turned into a triple threat match between Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre. I will say from a storyline perspective, matches and storyline, the way how the storylines are playing out, I just have to say that Damian Priest's world title reign has been more better and more special than Cody Rhodes' WWE title reign. And that hurts because I don't want to see Damian Priest lose the World Heavyweight Championship here because I'm truly enjoying his title reign. But I really wouldn't mind seeing Gunther win the World Heavyweight Championship and bring prestige and honor to that title like he did the Intercontinental Championship. So this is a tough. I'm not mad. I'm not going to be mad at the outcome here. I'm going to just say Gunther wins the the World Heavyweight Championship. But the fact, if he does win it, WWE is going to have to come up with a swerve. And that is going to have to be with Finn Balor and the Judgment Day turning on Damian Priest, costing him the World Heavyweight Championship. With Gunther winning the world title, and then you switch to a feud of Finn Balor versus Damian Priest. Something that has been brewing in the pot for a very long time on the Monday Night Raw scene. And you have Gunther run off with the World Heavyweight Championship having a historic great reign. I think that's a win-win for everybody involved, but I wouldn't mind seeing Damian Priest retain the title as well. Now, moving on here, you have Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley for the women's world title. Now, I would have to say, this storyline between Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley on the road to SummerSlam has been one of the best storylines. Because this has been an ongoing story for 2 years now. I mean, we've seen Rhea Ripley legitimately take out Liv Morgan due to injury. Then, the night after WrestleMania, the Raw after WrestleMania, you've seen Liv Morgan legitimately injure Rhea Ripley, putting her on the shelf with a shoulder injury. And Rhea Ripley missed time. And that cost her the women's world title as she had to take time off. So this is really a really good storyline that's been brewing up in the pot for a very long time here. Not only with that, but Liv Morgan wanted to take everything that Rhea Ripley had. That being the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. That being the Judgment Day, taking that away from Rhea Ripley. And taking Dominic Mysterio away from Rhea Ripley. So the storyline has been really good. Should be a really good match. But I do believe that Liv Morgan is going to retain the Women's World title here with a swerve. I do believe WWE is going to have to come up with a creative way to have Liv Morgan retain the Women's World title and possibly have Dominic Mysterio turn his back on Rhea Ripley and fully turn his attention to Liv Morgan, ending the time that Rhea Ripley has spent in the Judgment Day, thanks to Dominic Mysterio helping Liv Morgan retain the world title. That is a cinema, and I think that's the way WWE should book the ending to that match for SummerSlam. Now, next match, you have Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa for the WWE Championship. Now, I'm just going to be honest here. This Cody Rhodes and Solo Sikoa and the Bloodline storyline right now has not been entertaining right now on Friday Night SmackDown. And I believe that's the reason why I gravitate to watching Monday Night Raw more than Friday Night SmackDown at this moment. And I just think the WWE of running back Cody Rhodes and a Bloodline storyline just came too fast. After Cody Rhodes already feuded 2 years with the Bloodline. And the fact that Cody Rhodes is feuding with the Bloodline when Roman Reigns is nowhere to be found right now I'm not going to say it was the wrong idea, but I just felt like the story was just getting stale. So, that being said, I hope this is a one-off between Cody Rhodes and Solo Sikoa. And I'm going to go with Cody Rhodes to successfully retain the WWE Championship against Solo Sikoa. Now, the question is, how will WWE have this finish? Because you can have, on the biggest party of the summer, Cody Rhodes obviously is going to retain the title. But the finish, you could have Jimmy Uso return back after being taken out by his brother Solo Sikoa and the Bloodline, return and cost Solo Sikoa the title. And you can also have Roman Reigns, the Tribal Chief, return back to the WWE, a long-awaited return that fans have been waiting for, to set up an OG Bloodline versus the Bloodline 2.0, and what could be a monumental story that WWE has to offer, and something that fans will rejoice and remember for a very long time. Starting off with Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa feuding with the Bloodline, feuding with each other, which ultimately leads to a WrestleMania 41 match with The Rock and Roman Reigns. I mean, how much can you wish for? It's right there, Triple H. Give it to us. That's the direction I would go in if I have this opportunity at SummerSlam. Pull the trigger and give it to us. But Cody Rhodes obviously will retain the title here, so nobody has to worry about Solo being the WWE champion. Now, the final match on the card, you have CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. Hands down, this should be the main event of SummerSlam, CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. The story has been going long enough, with Drew McIntyre legitimately tearing CM Punk's tricep in the Royal Rumble, putting CM Punk out of action all the way up until this point in 2024. The entire year he's been sidelined, no matches, just promos, thanks to Drew McIntyre. But CM Punk has returned the favor, costing Drew McIntyre the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania, Clash of the Castle, and Money in the Bank, where Drew McIntyre was Mr. Money in the Bank. So this storyline, it's reached its melting point. We got to have a match. And luckily, CM Punk is cleared. We're getting the match at SummerSlam. And it's going to be interesting to have Seth Rollins as a special guest referee, somebody that has bad blood with these two respective wrestlers. So I think this should be the main event of SummerSlam. And I think this is going to be one hell of a match. But I would have Drew McIntyre win the first match against CM Punk at SummerSlam. WWE's going to have a creative way. Maybe possibly have Seth Rollins attack CM Punk, hit a curve stomp on him. Drew McIntyre capitalizes with a Claymore. He wins the first match. I would have CM Punk win the second match, and then have Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk at Bad Blood in the Trilogy in a Hell in a Cell match. Can I be Booker of the Year? Because that's how I think this feud should go. I think this should be the main event of SummerSlam, but I would have Drew McIntyre win the first match between himself and CM Punk. But that is my WWE SummerSlam prediction. That is all the time I have for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. This is your host, Thomas Tyree, signing off. And I will say, for the next week or so, there won't be another Combat Series because I am going on vacation. So we're going to leave it at episode 59 here for the Combat Series. Things will pick up again, just like the normal episode will when I return back from vacation. So enjoy this Combat Series as I will take a week off. But that is all the time I have for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. This is your host, Thomas Tyree, signing off. And I'll see you guys on the following week's episode.